Hello, wonderful creative. So today I am working in my composition art journal. So it's made out of a composition notebook, and I'm just going to start by adding some paint. I have really been craving spring. So even though we've had really pretty weather in Colorado, I can't complain. At least in Denver, there hasn't been much snow. But I mostly stay inside anyway, so I wouldn't know if there was snow at all. It's not really affecting me that much. But anyway, I'm just craving kind of outside, and I found these really cool wall stickers at the Dollar Tree, and they had birds and flowers and all the things that remind me of spring. So I wanted to kind of make a page that kind of inspired all those beautiful things about springs, right? The birds being out and the flowers and how beautiful they are, and everything's blooming and coming to life. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of think about that. So I'm just using a little small brayer here, and I'm just adding the paint right to the page and going over it. I definitely am not the best with a brayer, but I still use it and I still enjoy it, and I have a really good time. So I'm going to go ahead and add some white here, or an off-white color, just to kind of push those colors back a little bit. And I love how the brayer kind of brings everything together, and it gives you kind of this layered grungy look. So it's really beautiful. So some parts of the paint show and some parts don't, and you kind of have no control. So it's a really fun tool to use. This is a soft brayer. I think I got it from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. I don't know if they sell them anymore, but they used to, and I picked one up. And I used to have it always in my abstract painting class, because there would be a student that would use it. And here I'm just adding a little bit of water to just apple barrel paints. I got these from Walmart, super cheap, and they work really, really well. And I'm just going to make some drips, because I just felt like some drips. Pink. So really fun. So this is a really fun and easy background. So it's really fun. I definitely was craving spring. And then I'm just going to take my spray bottle. I got it from the dollar store. It has a lot of stuff on it. And I'm just going to make everything kind of drip even more. And here I have this Sean Petite scribble mark stamp stencil from her collection. So I am going to use that just to add some marks. I love to add my own marks, but I have these stencils and I definitely need to use them. Like, I went through this stage where I really love to use stencils, but they're kind of something that I forgot about, so now I'm getting back into them. But stencils are fun. But I really like the basic ones. I call them kind of background stencils, or stencils and stamps actually that have patterns on them. I really don't do a lot of stencils that are like of a butterfly or a flower or anything like that. I really like to kind of have these other stencils that are that you can really incorporate into your backgrounds and kind of build up layers. I think it's more interesting. And the other stencils are great too, and I do use those, but I use these a lot more, the background stencils. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those wall art stickers. And I love these stickers. I definitely think that people do not use them enough. And they're $1 and you get a ton of them. And they have so many cool patterns that you can use, and, you know, focal points. They're really cool. And the great thing about these particularly is unlike most stickers, you can actually write over the top of them. So I can get my black pen out, which you're going to see me do, and you can layer on top of them. I've even had paint on top of them, and they're very versatile, and they're really like thick stickers, so you don't have to worry about them rolling up or anything like that. They stick really, really well. So, and they're really cool. They have just the coolest patterns, and it's so fun to add kind of a focal point. So apparently I didn't glue the pages together. I kind of made this one a double layer page. So I glued 2 of the notebook pages together to kind of give it some strength. And here I'm just using my Sakura Jelly Roll pens, and they write right over the top of these stickers, you can see, just to add a little bit of interest, which is fun. And these already had a lot of decoration, right? So they have lots of different patterns, sketchy lines. So I just kind of added to that. And you'll see I'll add my other doodles too. So sometimes you can use stickers or something that you cut out just as a starting point, and just keep building and adding interest to it. So that's kind of what I like. I think this page took me probably about 35 to 40 minutes to make. So not very long, but I just needed to relax and think of all the beautiful things about spring. And I'm going to kind of outline these birds to make them pop out a little bit more. Apparently I was readjusting. So yes, absolutely. So I'm going to add little doodles and marks and all sorts of stuff, which is so fun. These pages are definitely some of my favorite ones. And then this is a Pilot multi-ball pen. It works really, really well. And they have 2 size nibs, I think, on their pens. I don't know what this one is, but I usually order them from Jet Pens. I'll just do a big order when they can find my apartment. Oh gosh, but they're very nice. They have great customer service, but I don't know what was going on with, I think it was FedEx. They just could not find my apartment. So they had to send out another order. It was crazy, but they were very, very nice. And eventually I got this set of pens. Oh, it's crazy sometimes when things get, when things don't get delivered. It's kind of weird, but I'm glad that I work with companies that will honor it and kind of send things out. And I think the first order finally got returned to them, so that was good. So yeah, so I'm just going to I think I'm just sitting here and thinking about what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to add next. And it's kind of nice. I like to kind of play around with the patterns that are already there and just kind of highlight them. But definitely this was a relaxing page. And yeah, so you'll see I'm going to add some words too. And I was actually talking to my nephew, and he's a little guy, he's only 3, but he was telling me, what if I was this animal? And I was looking at these birds and I said, what if I was a bird? And just kind of thinking about what that would be like. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I think children just have an ability to make you ask questions in the way that they look at things. I think he was talking about like, if he was a wolf, what would that be like? How would he feel? What would he do all day and that kind of stuff. So it was fun. It was a good conversation. It made me think. So I thought, well, what if I was a bird? What would I do? So, you'll see here that I just do a combination of just my messy handwriting. And then I'm going to add, just some stickers too. And these are just stickers from my stash. I've had them forever, and you'll see that I have to glue them down. And I just kind of asked myself a question. I think it's good to ask yourself questions sometimes in your journal to contemplate things that are sometimes a little bit silly, like this question. But it's fun. And then you'll see that I am going to take some more of my Jelly Roll pens, and I'm going to fill in that if and the I. And I don't like my handwriting, so I try to leave openings, and if I add a little bit of pizzazz to it, then I like it more. So I always look for opportunities like that. Yeah, so you'll see that I'm just going to take some pens and kind of fill things out. And some pens work better on other surfaces. I think you really need to use flat paint or matte paint. That works the best. If you have shiny paint, your pens really don't write over things well, except if they're paint markers. I think that you'll be fine. But for these kind of pens, it's better if you use kind of a flat paint and let everything dry completely. Normally when I have problems with most of my pens, it's because I just didn't let things dry. So yeah, it was a really fun page. I hope that you very much enjoyed it, because I enjoyed spending this time with you. I'm just going to add a little bit more doodles and marks to this page. And yeah, I like how it turned out. I'm going to add gold. I love gold. I love metallics. I don't know if you can even see them on camera, but I will have some pictures maybe at the end so you can see. And I'm just going to thicken up some of my writing. Again, that helps me just to like things a little bit better. And then I'm actually going to glue down the bird part because it was coming up a little bit. So you'll see I just use my Elmer's purple disappearing ink glue stick that I used when I was in school too. So it's really fun. Yeah, so this was a really fun page. It made me happy. It made me smile. So that's good. And art sometimes will get you out of slumps, right? If you're feeling a little down. So, and then I'm just going to take that stencil again, and I'm going to use just this pen, and I'm going to add just some very, very small little detail marks with this scribble mark stencil from Sean Petit. So yeah, so you can use stencils in so many cool ways, right? You don't just have to use paint. You can, you know, use a pen through a stencil. You can use modeling paste, so it's really fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.